All right, welcome back. We got a special edition. Our guest is a multi-talented musician, guitarist, writer, producer, and the co-founder and force behind Lillian Acts. Welcome, Steve Blaze. Hey,
What's
Steve.
going on, my friend? How are you, buddy?
Oh man, we're just talking about this amazing tour coming up, of course, with the one and only Girls School and Alcatraz. And you were saying pre-Alcatraz, pre-Yngwie Malmsteen, there was a band called New England. And I
Right.
interviewed them on the Dynasty tour along with Kiss backstage at the Seattle Coliseum. Talk about your love for that original band and how it's led to today.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of New England. As a matter of fact, I had all three of the albums on vinyl. And I was in my first year of college when I think when the first album came out. And
Yes.
it was like the soundtrack of my couple of years there. I listened to
Wow.
that album constantly. And I saw them open for Kiss on the same tour you did in Baton
Yeah.
Rouge. And caught them. I think they opened for Kansas too. I believe it was another time that year. And I love the band, the songwriting and everything. And so now, all these years later, with Jimmy Waldo being, one of the members of Alcatraz, I got to talk to him and let him know, how much of a fan I still am. I still have all three of the albums
Yeah, and his cohort
on
Gary
my
Shea,
phone.
Gary Shea on bass.
Yep. Is Gary in Alcatraz?
I, I, when I
Oh,
talked to Jimmy, he was.
okay.
I do
I
not
thought
have today's scorecard, so I'm not
I
sure.
know, I know. In rock and roll, you never know what it's going to be, but that's so
I mean,
cool,
they've been
though.
together this long, so if he bailed out, it would only be recently. Like I
Gotcha.
say,
Okay, good. So that's okay. Yeah, that never came up in conversation yet, but that's even better. So I'm looking forward to meeting them in
yeah,
person.
half of New England right there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I thought they were super underrated. They should have, crossed over. I know a lot of times it's record company politics. They were on, I think it was Infinity Records or something initially that, went out of business, and then they went over to Elektra, I believe. It was,
Yeah,
it was one of those things like we got the songs, we got the production, we got the band, but the record label is falling apart.
and isn't that the case in so many situations?
Yeah,
So
like I say, it's almost like Vegas or a damn lottery. Like all the numbers got to come up. You just can't get one or two.
yeah.
You gotta get the whole like
Oh yeah, we've
y- you
we've been
know
that victim of that scenario many, many times. So I know it
yeah,
well.
yeah, very very frustrating, I'm sure. But truth be told, my connection continued because not only was I the original manager of Steeler with Ron Keel and
Yeah.
Mark Edwards and eventually Yngwie Malmsteen, but when Yngwie left the band and joined the first iteration of Alcatraz with Graham Bonnet, I was I was the promotion guy. I was one of the promotion guys on the team. That's what I was
Okay.
before Steeler. Ron Keel somehow convinced me to manage the band. In other
Right.
words, work for free, when I was normally a promotion guy. So I'm like, let me get back to work here. F you pay me. So
That's you
it's
go.
funny, Jimmy and I laughed about the old days with Rocky and Rockshire Records, if you know any of that story of Alcatraz. But
No, I don't. But
oh my gosh. Well, here's a little tidbit for you. It was called Rockshire Records because Rocky Davis and Shirley, his wife, who worked at a big, like, Fortune 500 company or something, she was the controller. And they had created fake companies and started paying
geez.
invoices
Right.
to this fictitious company and ended up, I believe, and I'm sure it's a public record, I think embezzling like 12, $13 million from the company and
Oh my
starting
God.
this record label. Because when you met Rocky Davis, he looked like, an ex farmer who was now a janitor or something. It's like, wait a minute, this guy is in charge of the label, and you guys are hiring all these promotion firms and, Ingve and Graham Bonnet and
Right.
all this, the ex New England guys are here. So the shit hit the fan, and you got to ask Jimmy about it when you talk to him
Oh,
again.
I will. I definitely.
They were literally in the middle of a tour, and they get a phone call saying, "Hey, the bus is repoed. Your
Oh my
band
God,
is part of the indictment, and your gas cards are no longer valid."
that's horrible, man. Not surprising, but terrible.
Yeah. Well, they had already kicked Ingve out of the band. You probably heard that story where Graham had tripped over his cord or something as he went off the stage to take a break, and Ingve comes running to the bus, grabs him by the neck, and says, "You do
I
that
heard.
one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah, I heard the story. It's nice.
Yeah. And they're like, "Should we leave this guy on the side of the freeway, or should we give him a one-way Greyhound bus pass back to LA?"
Oh yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That's another story. I did hear that one though. So
Yeah,
when,
yeah. We love the stories, and of course, Lillian Axe is a survivor. Steve Blaze is one they can't put down easy, I gotta say. So, and I interviewed Girl School recently, as well as Jimmy with Alcatraz,
right,
and everybody's clicking. I know Girl School is calling it their farewell tour or final tour or whatever. They hadn't really
right.
toured in America for a long time, so it's like, wait a minute, who? A lot of the younger fans are like, I heard of you guys. I knew you were affiliated with Motorhead back in the day, but
Right.
what's the deal? But I
Yeah, we
guess,
actually opened up for them. I
did you?
mean, like 3 years before we even got our first signing,
Oh
before we
wow,
got signed MCA, we opened for Girl Scout. I think it was like 3, 4 years, and I mean, I can picture it right now, and they were really good. I mean,
yeah, Hit
they
and Run and all that early stuff.
yeah, they're cool. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. It's three bands that are all unique in their own
Yeah,
styles and essence, and but it's going to work. I think it's going to work well. And I have not met the ladies in Girls School yet, but
yeah,
I have spoken to Jimmy a few times, and he seems like a great guy, and we're looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of energy, and
yeah,
we're going to be able. It's a lot of major markets, so we're going to be hitting places that we have not been able to play for in a long time, and that's really huge for us. There's some cities we've never even been before. Like Montreal, we've never been to Montreal, so
oh wow.
we're looking forward to that too. Yeah,
Everybody
it's
got
going to
their
be a blast.
passports ready.
Oh, we're ready. Yep, yeah, yeah. We toured the UK last year, so everybody's still prepared from
Yeah,
then.
Canada doesn't play, man. I've heard of people getting refused entry at the in
Yeah,
immigration. You
we
come
had
in
that.
one door into the country in immigration, and they're like, "There's the exit door right there. You're getting back on a plane."
Yeah, we had a story like that when we did Canada on the America Rocks tour. Of how long ago was that? 10 years, maybe. We had a problem with one of the members, and
Yeah, man. If you
when
had a
was it? No, it wasn't that.
DUI 10 years ago, they're gonna
No, it
pull it out.
wasn't 10. I'm lying. I'm thinking about no. This was back in the 90s.
No,
It was
but I'm
another time.
saying they'll look back 10 years on your record, and if you had a
Oh yeah. Well,
DUI
no, we
that
got
long
in
ago.
okay, but one of the guys who's no longer with us uh, couldn't get in, and I found out that they some kind of way they snuck him in. I have no idea, but
Oh wow,
the show had to go
a
on.
little
So
money under the
I don't
table or
I
something.
don't know. All I know is the show went on. I was like, I
The
was
guy stuck
not
his hand
afraid
out,
now.
and somebody greased his palm, and next thing you know,
I don't know. I
he's
just
with
remember
you.
they didn't play around. It was like, nope, sorry, you got, I think he had gotten in trouble when he was like a teenager or something like that. And, you
You
know,
stole a candy
stole a
bar from
bar
the
or something, stole a,
you know.
stole a Snickers from somewhere, and they weren't playing around. But no, we're all nice and legit. So we'll be good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I hear these stories all the time of rappers getting refused entry in Canada. And it's like, didn't the promoter do his due diligence? Didn't you guys pre-clear this guy? He's probably got a police record, as long as your arm, man.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the deal? And you've sold all these tickets, and now you're losing money because you got a refund and still pay
Yeah.
the venue and advertising. I mean,
Yeah. Just stick somebody else in there, dress him up like him,
yeah,
do
the
a
lips.
hologram.
Most of them are lip syncing anyway these days. Just hit play on the
Right. Right.
laptop.
Exactly.
Put some shades and a big gold chain on.
Shades, put a mask on in the name of COVID, and just go up there and pretend, right?
Yeah,
So
man. COVID's made it normal to wear a mask. Ernie C from Body Count, a good old friend, he laughed. He says, "Man, I can't believe I'm a black man with a mask on going into a bank, and it's like a normal thing."
oh God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but man, yeah, we can't wait. That's obviously everybody's got a pedigree on the bill. Everybody's got, a history and a catalog, and
Yeah.
for the fans out there, um, the classic bands are becoming endangered species, as we've seen with Kiss and Skinner or whoever. I mean, you can keep touring with no original members, but it's kind of hard to call it the original band. But people love the song so much, they keep coming out. Foreigner and all that. But I know you growing up, probably a lot of your favorite bands are either long gone or on a some kind of farewell tour, if not already done.
Yeah. Um, it is, every situation is unique. Every band has a different story, a different reason why they may do that. Um, I personally feel like I'm going to go till I can't. I love making new music. I feel like every record we do is our crowning achievement compared to everything else. Especially with the last record, and we're getting ready to start recording a new studio record. So
Wow.
we love it. That's like I can understand why some bands they don't want to do new music because financially it does nobody any good. Strictly as far as the new music's concerned, and so I can understand that and I respect that. But our situation, that's not how we feel. So, it's not right or wrong or whatever. It's just I like making new music. I like continuing to add on to uh, our musical catalog. That's what keeps us going. Toughest part about it is trying to pick a set list every night. So this will
Yeah,
be
you
our
you, you want to please the fans, but at the same time, you want to, give some kind of little,
right.
enjoyment for yourself. Like, wait, we hadn't played this one in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be, I think, our 13th studio album. So, you know, it's like, how do you pick? Because, obviously fans, you start asking them, what do you want to hear? And you get like every single song is mentioned, so the ones you have to play, the ones that you want to play, the ones you're trying to, you want to promote. You have to be
Introduce,
careful
yeah.
because we want people to hear what they want to hear, obviously. But at the same token, got to let them hear the new stuff too, because a lot of, even in fan base, they there's such an emotional attachment to songs that sometimes fans are reticent to listen to new stuff. And I just say, hey, look, it's just a few minutes of your time. We're still going to play those songs. Those songs are still in your life forever. You've got
Yeah.
them,
But
you know.
we're still a
Well,
vital functioning unit that's moving forward with
I'm
a eye
always
to the
looking for new
past.
stuff to listen to. I'm constantly just begging for new material to excite me and stuff. So
Of course.
I feel like, hey, look, man, you got all these other albums. Enjoy them. They're always there. But here's new stuff.
Yeah.
So
We
add
we,
on
we
to it.
wish AC/DC would come out with a new song that rivaled Power Age or, Highway to
Sure.
Hell or Back in Black, but
Exactly. And
you know,
that's what a lot, I'm the same way. There's a lot of bands out there. Man, I wish you putting out new music. I want to hear new stuff, new stuff. But some do and some don't, and every like I said, every scenario was completely unique from the other one. Some bands don't want to do it because it's not financially rewarding. Some don't want to do it because maybe the wells run dry or they just don't feel like it. They want to tour and they want to play, but they would rather play, the stuff their older stuff, because that's the things, those are the songs that are emotionally attached to fans, and
yeah.
rightfully so. The longer, I mean, if you have a song that you listened to when you were in high school that meant so much, and
Yeah,
you know,
you want to relive the moment. You want to stay
point in
young. You
case
want to
New England, for example,
yeah.
like I was
You
telling
want to
you,
put on a
that
song that reminds you when you're
that first
16 or
album,
something.
and I'd still listen to that album all the time. But I would love if they got back together and did a new album, So hint, hint. So Um, but I don't know, that's just how we feel.
Yeah.
We have a new record coming out at the end of the year, and thrilled to death about it.
Fantastic. Well, I know you guys are going to have a blast on the tour, a lot of tour stories with Jimmy and the girls. And, you know, rock on, man. We want to encourage everybody to go to lillianacts.com for all the dates. Check them out and check our upcoming segments on the box set and more with one Steve Blaze.